Kevin here, and I just wanted to give you a little look-see on how the trim's coming out. And we wound up doing a little something different. We originally talked about, for our vertical seams, putting on a piece of 1x3 that we clear coated with the same polyurethane that we were putting on the walls. But when we got it all done and we stood it up over here, we didn't like it. We were really not trying to celebrate that seam. We wanted to kind of blend it in, and we thought that was going to work. But these are kind of bright, a little brighter than we thought they were going to turn out. We thought they'd be more toned down like this, and they aren't, so we're not happy with that. So Anissa came up with the idea of taking a piece of the same plywood and using that as our seam covers. And I think that worked out really good. It's just this 1/2 inch, and went ahead and polyed the edges on both sides, and then we popped them on there. And I'm going to get these out of the way so you can kind of see what it looks like. And it turned out not only that we like the finished product there, they blend in a little bit better, so we're not trying to say here's a seam, but it's more of a, yeah, there's a seam there, but we're not making a big deal out of it. And then basically your eye is going to be drawn toward the crown molding, which is darker, and the base molding, which we put a 1x4 down here. So we've got some different sizes. This is 2 1/4, that's 1x3, 1 inch by 3 inch, and this is 1x4. And then we're going to have, this is 1x2, and then a 1x3 going across the ceiling that's the same color as these two base and crown pieces. And so I think it came out nice. We weren't trying to make a big deal out of this. We were just trying to cover it. And I think we got that done even cheaper because it was scrap wood. So we just had some cuts that were made off of these pieces when we installed them that were left over. And so we ripped them down and made it work. And it looks good. So we're happy with that. And we're going to go ahead and start putting a few pieces up here on the ceiling in a little bit. But we did run some base trim here, this 1x4 all the way around and down that wall, and some crown going that way too. We got another piece to finish that last little bit right there in the corner, and then we can put the rest of our verticals on, which are our plywood strips. Now the only thing we're not doing is this window, because until we wrap this window and trim it out, we don't know what the length is on these seams right here between this trim and that trim, and the same down here. From here to there, we don't know until we get this wood on, so we'll wait until then to measure that. And then we didn't come all the way into this wall because we're going to be putting in a closet over here, which we haven't built yet. And so we don't know where that's going to land. It'll probably be about 2 feet out off the wall, but we don't know exactly. So we're going to wait, and we're not putting any trim up here or base down there because that would interfere with the frame out of this closet area.
So Kevin, some might be wondering why we aren't just doing the window wrap and getting the closet up and the kitchen cabinets, then doing this trim. So you want to tell them why we're actually doing this trim a little prematurely?
Yes, because we're jumping the gun and moving in. And so we're going to start camping in our house. We don't have everything fully functional yet, but we are, excited. And so kind of like a couple of kids, we want to move in and start playing in our fort. And so we'll finish it out as we go. But we got the messy part done. So, the floor got done, the walls got put up, the ceiling. The trim is not a big deal because we're doing all of our cuts outside and then carrying it in, so it's not going to make a big dusty, sawdusty mess in here, which Mrs. Beach House would not be happy with. But we are going to get our bed in here. We don't have a functioning water system yet, but we still have our RV next door, so we can kind of play back and forth. But I thought it'd be nice after 2 years to get out of an RV mattress and onto our regular mattress again and start enjoying the fruits of our labor and getting in the house. And we are going to, get the plumbing functional, and we still haven't decided what we're going to do on the kitchen. So we're playing with a lot of different ideas here. I'm just kind of really not going with the standard, status quo like we've done in the past. Yeah, we have some furnishings already moving in, so we're kind of moving around them. I could just go down and buy the doggone cabinets at the big box store and call it good and stick them in here, but really don't like the quality of them, and I certainly don't like the price of them. And so we're still contemplating doing some sort of a cabinet build of our own. We haven't really penciled that out yet, but it's on the table. And so, you know, if we decide we want to do that, that's going to be, it will, you know, be our labor involved in it, but as far as material cost, it's going to be a fraction of the price. We still want to be able to have nice looking cabinetry when we're done and functional cabinetry. And so, you know, we're looking at basically, you know, meeting the budget and what works for us in the middle somewhere here. What was the word I was coining earlier from our other conversation? Sensible, yes. Sensible cabinetry in this case. And just to back up a little bit, we talked about, you know, you'll see the other video, or if you haven't already, sensible housing versus, you know, over the top expensive with the 30-year mortgage that comes along with the price tag of buying, you know, more than what's necessary. But so we're looking at functional, sensible, aesthetically pleasing cabinetry without the big price tag that goes with the over-the-top cost of pre-made cabinets that tend to be, you know, made out of a lot of press board as well, which we just don't like the idea. I'd rather have a plywood cabinet than a press board cabinet with a hardwood face any day of the week. And so I think that might be within our wheelhouse of expertise to put together or figure out. So that's kind of where we're at right there on that. Meantime, we won't be all finished trimmed because of that. We haven't got this door in yet, so we can't trim to there until we do. And same thing with our cabinets. There won't be any trim over here until the cabinetry gets installed, so we can bring the trim to it. We don't know where that's going to land yet. The bathroom is in a similar scenario. We've got a few pieces of trim up in there that we can put in because we wanted to get the washing machine in here, and the washer dryer. It's a stack washer dryer over here. So we got a couple pieces of trim in, base and crown, and we'll probably get a couple of vertical pieces in here. But the washing machine and the hot water tank sits right over there, and so we just need to get that kind of finished out a little bit so we can get in there. Now, we're going to be putting in some cabinetry in here as well. On this wall, some full height cabinetry, floor to ceiling, and then over here above the hot water tank, we're going to try to get some more cabinets in there to give us more storage and usable, you know, space. So until we figure out where that's at, we're not going to be trimming any of this out. Of course, we need to put a door there too. Meantime, we've got some tile picked out. We want to go talk about tile?
You want to reveal that right now?
Sure, why not? We figured out our tiles. So these are a couple of samples that we got. Can you see these all right?
Yeah, move the bag.
All right, so this is the floor tile we picked out. It's a 2x2 grid, and they're actually on a piece of netting. And so you glue them down to the floor. And then this is the wall tile, which is an 18-inch by 18-inch square piece. It's big. Get this one off of it.
Yeah, that's not the color we're doing.
That's the other one we were thinking about. So that, I think these two, I'll get out of the light a little bit, go together pretty good. So that's what's going to go on the wall.
So tell us what you think, by the way, in comments below the video, if you think we picked a good color scheme for that, or if you have other ideas, we're definitely interested.
So we're going to start getting into the shower. So we're working into the tile. So we've been working on a lot of different multiple disciplines in this whole project, as far as the trades that go together that make up a house. You know, plumbing, electrical, framing, finished carpentry, tile. You know, all the trim out and everything. And so it's you know, there's a variety of different skills that you have to have a working ability in anyway. And so it's making for a little bit out of the comfort zone here and there on some of this stuff, because, you know, we don't do it enough to be great at it, but we do it enough to be good at it and get a nice finished product. So that's kind of where we're at. So this is, if we get this shower put together, we've got ability to clean up, and we won't put the toilet in until then, but it's going to sit right here because we don't want this in the way while we're working and have a chance of damaging it. And then we're going to put in a temporary sink, basically what is it, a mop sink or a utility sink in the kitchen that we've had for a while. It's just been sitting out in the shed. So we're going to throw that in for the time being. It's deep, it's big, it'll give us ability to clean up the dishes and, you know, wash our hands and whatever, and so it will be a little bit of that. But we're going to move in, play house, have fun, and keep banging away. So just thought I'd give you a little update. See you on the next video.